No sé cuál me voy, el ferro, el Porsche, la C3 o el Rolls Royce. El bote parqueado en San Croix, viviendo la vida como si se va a acabar hoy. Yo, tranquilo en la mía es que estoy. El Richard Shapiro, Dios más los bendiga, mis hijos no nacerá otro como Floyd. Las baby le llegan, los míos al día no le falta nada. Las guaguas son negras, están todas blindadas. Tú ronca allá afuera, aquí tú no eres nada. Porque mi tiempo me vale dinero, no te asustes si te enseño todos los ceros. La vida me bendijo porque me mero, soy mi jefe, so hago lo que quiero.
MLB The Show is your home for postseason baseball. It's on to Game 5 of the National League Championship Series between the Atlanta Braves and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Hi again, everyone. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to our special postseason coverage of Baseball on the Show. With me is Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Danny, this is still anyone's series here as we get ready for Game 5.
For my money, there's nothing better than postseason baseball. Every game is critical, and one swing, one error, or even one pitch can make all the difference. Let's get this thing going already. Roll the ball out there and let's play.
All right, the stage is set. The starters get their final tosses in out in the bullpen, and we've got a good one in store for you, folks. Play-by-play is coming up next. Evan Phillips gets the call in Game 5 of the series. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, Matty V, this ought to be exciting. This is one of the top young pitchers in the game right now. He keeps getting better. He keeps learning. And if he continues at this pace, this guy has a chance to be one of the more reliable pitchers in the game.
So stepping in is Eddie Rosario. And we are set for baseball here this evening. And now the first pitch. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. Now here's the pitch. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
You know, on a cold night like this, I think you're going to see him continue to elevate pitches and let these guys just fly out to the warning track.
Set to deliver on 0-2. Here it comes. Still no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 once more. And now look out as Ed runs in and gets him, and a very interesting start to this one.
Well, there's no strategic reason to hit the leadoff man that I can think of, so now he's aboard with no outs to start the game, and that's not how you want to get your outing underway on the mound.
And that'll bring in the former top prospect, Ozzie Albies. And a ball 1-0. Rosario gets his lead at first, nobody out. Runner goes for second. High in the air down the right field line. On the move is Betts. And he makes the catch in the corner.
Batting third, the first baseman, number 5, Freddie Freeman.
Stepping in for the Braves, Freddie Freeman. First swings for him in this one with a runner still at first and 1 gone. From the stretch, here's the pitch.
Hey, when you're featuring a mid-90s fastball like this pitcher, attack with that pitch. Get ahead. Get the offense on their toes. That opens up the off-speed pitches later in the game.
Ball and a strike now to the Braves first baseman. So let's take a peek at the umpiring crew working this one. Behind the plate is Eric Summersgill.
Yeah, Dan, we got Eric Summersgill behind the dish. Really likes to work the ball east-west. What did you like? Did you like north-south, east-west?
I thought east-west, D-Row. The more I could get away with on the outside corner, inside corner, give me a wider plate than a higher plate. I think it's a lot easier to pitch to a wider plate.
Count is 1-2 now. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
Pitching 101 is changing location and upsetting the hitter's timing. You do that, and everything's going to be fine. In that strikeout, he never threw the same pitch twice in a row, and he won the battle because of it.
Into the box now, Austin Riley. As he'll take a look at a high strike that time, it's 0-1. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Now a ball hit high in the air, deep down the line and left, hooking just a little. Gone! So a 2-run homer down the line and left, his second home run of the series, and it's given Atlanta a 2-0 lead.
Well, he thought he was just about out of this inning. Then the ball leaves the bat, and he's thinking, please go foul. But no such luck. Right off the foul pole for a 2-run homer. Sometimes this sport just isn't fair.
That is good. The center fielder, number 14.
Standing in now, Adam Duvall, as he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike. And he's got to be more disciplined here. It's 0-2.
This is a perfect time for him to break out that nasty changeup. Great arm action on it and bury something in the dirt. Try and get a swing and a miss.
That misses 1-2.
Oh, man, when you're struggling out there on the mound, it's like adding insult to injury when you're not getting the close calls you need. That'll make you want to pull your hair out.
Ready to deliver the 1-2.
We just saw a fastball right there. I would not be shocked if he tries to get this guy to go fishing right here and drops a little off-speed pitch in the dirt.
And it's fouled away. And he comes back with one down and in for ball 3.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Now the payoff pitch home. Back up the middle. Turner fields it cleanly. And the off-balance throw will be too late, so a good effort that time, but it's an infield single.
That's the difference in today's games. Pitchers will throw any pitch in any count, but the batter was able to deliver on a 3-2 breaking ball.
Here's Jock Peterson now, as he'll take a changeup here for strike 1. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away. Good changeup, and it's 0-2.
I know he's been struggling early, but that pitch right there, well-executed changeup, if he can mix that in, maybe he hangs around for a little while longer.
2-out base runner aboard in the top of the first. And the pitch takes off inside, and it gets away. And he'll rein it in as the count moves to 1-2. fouled off. Another 1-2 delivery. And he fouls this one off. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Pulled the string on him that time, and the inning is over. The 2 in the inning for Atlanta, both coming on this 2-run home run. Bottom of the first coming up. It's now 2-0 Atlanta. Max Fried has the ball for the 5th game of the series. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Well, this guy's kind of unique. How about a 5-pitch repertoire that he has? That gives him a lot of options for both righties and lefties. And if he's on, he could be really tough to hit.
So now here is Mookie Betts. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
The right fielder, Mookie Betts.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. And that misses for ball 1. And that's too high, ball 2. Too far out in front that time. He can't keep it fair. 2-1. Into the windup and the pitch.
Well, they've really had an answer for keeping him in check in this series. He's offered very little resistance with the bat in his hand so far.
And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball.
Pretty easy pitch to lay off there. 2-2. Not even close to being in the strike zone. He made it easy for the hitter in that one.
Swing, high drive, left field and deep. And that ball will stay fair, and it's gone. A home run. A solo home run there for Mookie. And the Dodgers are within a run. It's now 2-1.
Place is going nuts right here. Want to get your fans involved? Leadoff hitter, take them deep in your home yard.
Here now is Trey Turner.
The second baseman.
Swing and a flare down the line. Coming in is Peterson, but he can't make the play as it finds the outfield grass.
Well, that's what's so disappointing as a pitcher, D-Row. You make a really good pitch, and yet this guy's so big and so strong, he's able to muscle it into right field for a base hit.
Yeah, you hand your batting gloves to the first base coach right there, and you thank your lucky stars. That's a nice AB.
Next at the plate will be Corey Seager as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. Turner aboard here at first with nobody out. 2-0.
You thank your lucky stars when you get a chance to hit behind a guy with as much speed as he has on first base. The entire defense is on guard, and you know probably there's a fastball coming.
Two-0 count, the pitch.
Lucky he got a piece right there. He was definitely late on that pitch after seeing a previous off-speed pitch.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch.
Hey, if he's going to execute that curveball, and that's the first one of the day, if he's going to execute it like that, be on the lookout for that one. That's going to be a big pitch for him today.
Still even at 2-2. Nobody out, runner on first. Sliced hard, but foul to the left.
You know, taking you inside the mind of a batter right here, you can't get in auto swing mode. You still have to control the strike zone.
Swing and a little blooper to center. In there, a base hit. And they keep rolling here. Their runners at the corners with still nobody out. Well, and that's 3 straight hits now, and he's threatening to give that early lead right back to him here in inning number 1. Here now is Will Smith. He'll swing and lift the ball foul off to the left and out of play. And they're runners at the corners now. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Line drive base hit. And they'll tie the ball game as the run scores, evening things at 2.
Man, you might see some scrambling between the manager and the pitching coach in this one. That's 4 consecutive knocks. Code red.
To the plate now, A.J. Pollock. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. First and second here with nobody out. He's able to take the ball the other way here. High and deep to right center. And that'll get down out there for extra bases. Seager ignores his coach. He's chugging for home. Safe at the plate. As it's now a 3-2 ball game.
Well, this doesn't have the makings of a start he's going to be proud of, does it? He's getting absolutely pounded here in the first inning, and I would think they're not going to let this go on for much longer.
Here's Albert now. As he'll lift it up in the air, this is back behind second. Albies has a play, and he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
Batting 7, the third baseman, Fred.
So the next to bat will be Chris Taylor, and the Dodgers with an opportunity for more here in the first. He's set, and the pitch. Line drive, that's a base hit into the right center field gap. And the second run will score as they push the margin here to 5-2 now.
That's a monster at bat right there. A 1-run lead is fine and everything, but a 3-run cushion feels a lot better. That's where they stand right now after that 3-bagger.
So here's Cody Bellinger as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1.
He definitely doesn't look himself to start this one, and this lineup needs to be on the attack early and be aggressive and find a way to stay in this game.
Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1.
Everyone in the ballpark knows what the pitcher's intentions are in this situation. Great job at the plate to lay off a tough pitch in a good spot.
Oh, they have him looking awfully confused up there right now. It's 1-2.
Hey, don't kid yourself. I know those were 2 bad swings, but he hits middle of the order for a reason. It only takes 1 swing.
The 1-2.
He's got that certainly timed up now. I'd be shocked if the pitcher goes to the well 3 times in a row with all speed.
Again, a 1-2. Still only 1 out in the inning. Tough pitch to lay off there, but he did, and it's even up at 2-2. He got him, and it'll probably take a base hit now to get that runner across from third.
One thing to know is not all strikeouts are created equal. Right there, he goes down on strikes, but he really made that guy on the mound work for it. And when you're doing that in the first inning, it can have an effect on how deep he's going to be able to go into this start. There's a big difference between that and going down on 3 or 4 pitches.
So now to the plate, Evan Phillips. And he'll quickly send a line drive to center field. In there, base hit, and that ought to get the run in from third.
Boy, talking about picking your teammate up after that strikeout, D-Row. Big, and I mean big, 2-out RBI single.
Yeah, way to come through for your team. When you take the donut off your bat right there, you're trying to pick up your teammate. He had the right game plan, didn't come outside it, stayed through the baseball, and was able to come through.
Here's Mookie Betts, as he'll watch a first pitch curveball drop in there for strike 1.
I think this inning could have far-reaching effects in this game. They're really making him work, and unless he dials it in, it's probably going to limit how deep he goes into this game.
Here's the 0-1 pitch.
Well, I think he just kind of lost focus on the mound right there. It's clearly not going his way, and he's thinking more about that than the task at hand. And right now, he needs to think about this hitter.
Phillips, the runner at first with 2 gone. Fouled away. And strike 3 there as they'll finally work out of the inning as the side is retired. All told, 10 men come to the plate here. 6 of them score. On to the second now at Dodger Stadium. LA's on top, 6-2. Second inning set to go, and that'll bring forth the slugging shortstop, Dansby Swanson.
They've gotten a gut punch to start this game. There's no doubt about this, but that's when you have to turn the scoreboards off. Everybody do their job 1 at bat at a time.
As he will take strike 1 on the fastball here, no balls and a strike. Phillips is at least partially known for his big power slider. A lot of break on that pitch, but what makes it unique is how hard he's able to throw it. Comes set, and the 0-1. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone. The 1-1 is taken for ball 2.
Hey, if you're going to throw a pitch like that to this guy, that's right where you want to miss. Any lower, and he'll probably make you pay for it.
Now the 2-1 pitch.
When a pitcher puts you in the proverbial rocking chair like he's doing right now, you have to take a deep breath. You can't start trying to guess along with him. Trust your fundamentals and stay on that fastball.
Swing and a miss on the slider, and that's out number 1.
Classic slider, down and away for the strikeout there. Not a whole lot to say about that pitch that hasn't been said a million times already. That's just a real tough pitch for a hitter to pick up out of a pitcher's hand, so they end up chasing when they're in protect mode.
Here's the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. Hit fairly well out towards straightaway center. Bellinger's under it. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away. Now at the plate here is Max Fried.
Max Fried.
Pitch on the way. As the first pitch here is a bit high, it's ball one. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Perhaps a little low there. It's 2-0.
Can't fall behind against the pitcher. Need to minimize pitch count against the easy outs, and this is certainly one of them.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch.
They teach pitchers to keep the ball down, but if you can locate upstairs like that, it really gives you the ability to mess with the eye level of the batter.
The 2-1 home. Left side, but well foul. The 2-2. Hit on the ground down the first baseline, but this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2. This one misses, and that'll fill the count here. 3-2 with 2 away.
Well, he really needs to make this guy swing the bat right here. He's not the type of hitter you want to dance around with.
And he misses here, ball 4, and somehow he manages to walk his opposite number. Wow.
As a former pitcher, I can tell you, nothing is worse than having to battle not only the hitter, but the umpire as well. He didn't get some of the calls there, but there's nothing he can do about that now. Just got to go right after the next guy.
Next to stand in is Eddie Rosario, and maybe a little extra motivation for him here after being hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. From the belt, the pitch, a ball and no strikes.
I wonder if that call not going his way right there has anything to do with walking the last guy. We all know umpires don't give you much on the corners if you're not throwing strikes consistently.
A ball and a strike now to the Atlanta leadoff man. Tries to change up on him there, but it's a ball. 2-1. From the belt, kicks and deals. Rising fastball, and it catches the zone for a strike. Pitch is piling up, 44, and he's not clear of the second yet. And he tried to hold up that time. We'll get an appeal down to third, and no swing. It's ball 3. The 3-2 pitch. And he misses again, ball 4, and that's back-to-back guys now that have reached base via the base on balls.
Well, this guy's been prone to giving up walks in bunches, and that's already 2 walks here in the early going. We'll see if this continues to be an issue for him as this start continues.
2 on, 2 out, and that'll bring up the exciting Ozzie Albies. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Right down Broadway that time. Strike 1.
After the walk and with runners on the bags, he couldn't afford to fall behind here. Nice job of jumping ahead with strike 1.
2 down, runners at first and second. Albies with a 1-1 count now. The 1-1. Skied into straightaway right. Betts has a read on it. And the inning is over. A couple of walks, but no damage. More on tap from Game 5 after this.
Yeah, who that
And now, Trey Turner singled in his last at-bat.
The second baseman.
He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field. So the Dodgers get their leadoff hitter on base to kick off the inning. You can relate, Dan, so what's going through the pitcher's mind right now?
And they've had some good at-bats against him all game long. It seems like it's just been hard hit after hard hit. As we take a look at his line here, the numbers do not lie. This has not been one of his better outings, and he'd be the first to tell you that.
Here's Corey Seager. And a pitch out. Nothing doing, though, and that's ball one. Turner's on his horse on his way to second. A pitch out. The throw. And a good decision to pitch out that time as he is toast at second base.
Well, it's pretty frigid out there, and I don't know the science behind it, but it seems pretty difficult to get the full speed when it's this cold. Hard to say, but maybe that had a little bit to do with that caught stealing.
Now the 2-0. He pulls this one into right. Peterson is there, 2 down.
Boy, sometimes they say you hit it hard, good things will happen. Well, that's not the case right there. That was a bullet that just stayed up and is caught in the outfield.
At the plate, Will Smith. Hits this one hard the other way, and that's through for a hit. So instead of leading off the next inning, A.J. Pollock bats here after the 2-out success. You can relate, Dan, so what's going through the pitcher's mind right now?
Well, Matt, as we take a look at his line here, he might not know all the specifics, but he knows he hasn't been pitching all that well in this one. Sometimes it happens, you start a game and never completely get into that rhythm. Seems to be the case here.
As he takes a cold strike on the black, it's 0-1. It was a double for him in his first turn at the plate. Ready with the 0-1. To short. Swanson brings it in. Over to Albies covering at second, and that'll do it. Dodgers lead one. They lead it 6-2. With Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian with you as Freddie Freeman settles in to start out the inning. Here's the first pitch to him. Lined into right, a base hit. Just an absolute laser that time, screaming off the bat, if you will, and Showtrack tells us it went out at 112 miles an hour. Those are the line drives you can hear as they go by. Stepping in now, Austin Riley, as he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. He launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Pollock has a read on it. One away. And now in the box, Adam Duvall. Has a look, now the pitch, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike one.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating, feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
Pitch taken several inches below the zone, in fact. Hit on the ground toward the left. Oh, look at the dive. One there, not in time.
The bat, the right fielder, John Peterson.
So next to bat will be the left-handed hitting Jock Peterson, as he'll take a look at an off-speed pitch here that misses for ball one. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Now the 1-0. Count now a ball and a strike. The 1-1. Swing and a line drive. And that's in there. Base hit. He'll hold at second, and there are two aboard now.
The batter, number 7, shortstop,
Dansby Swanson lining up to hit, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. From the belt, the pitch. Good fastball down around the knees there, taken for a strike.
Boy, this is one of those ABs you like to hit the rewind button on. Put himself in a tough spot now, hitting with 2 strikes.
From the stretch. In the dirt here. Throw to third, and it's too late as he's in there. So now 2 men in scoring position. Duvall on third. Peterson at second with 2 gone. Just a bit low. Tough call, but it's 2-2.
He went with the off speed there once he got him to 0-2, but now that they both missed, I think we'll see more of a challenge pitch here. You don't have to give in, but you can't be too cute either.
Outside in a full count, 3-2.
Some pitchers fall into the trap of giving in on 3-2 because they don't want to walk the guy. But with the base open, it's not the end of the world if you do. You still need to make a quality pitch.
Swing and a ball hard hit toward deep right. Betts is there, and he puts this one away for the 3rd out. So a great job there of working out a potential trouble. 2 left for Atlanta. They still trail here at 6-2. And we're back for the bottom of the 3rd. Let's check in with Heidi Watney.
Matt, during the break, I caught up with Dave Roberts, the Dodgers skipper, about his lineup's performance so far, and he's really pleased with how they've performed in run-scoring opportunities in this one. He said he's seen his hitters take it to another level with runners in scoring position today, which is reflected in their batting average in those situations. Over a 600 clip. Clearly, that's been a big part of the story of this game.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. Bottom of the 3rd now, and set to go is the veteran first baseman, Albert Pujols. Now here's the pitch. Pujols is usually more of a threat when facing left-handers like this. The right-handers tend to give him a bit more trouble, so we'll see if that trend continues. And it's fouled away. A ball and 2 strikes to Albert Pujols. And now some action in that Dodger bullpen as a left-hander has begun to get loose. Count still at 1-2. Into the windup and the pitch.
Lots of hits given up, but so far no walks. At least he's making them work to get on base. Problem is, they haven't had to work too hard.
Here now the 2-2. High in the air out to center field. Duvall is right there, 1 down. Next up, Chris Taylor tripled and later scored first time around. Now the pitch. And he swings through a fastball and doesn't catch up with it. It's 0-1.
He's been getting lit up all game, and there's a common denominator. He keeps missing right down the middle of the plate. Case in point with that last one.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Behind 0-2 now. 1 out, nobody on. And smart to lay off there as the fastball misses. It's 1-2 now.
Pretty standard fastball right there, 0-2. Now he's changed the eye level of the batter so he can start working something in like an off-speed curveball down in the zone.
Got him to go down swinging there. Chris Taylor becomes the second out in the bottom of the 3rd.
Cody.
Base is empty, 2 away, and that brings up the former National League MVP Cody Bellinger. Ball 1. Called strike at the knees. Evens the count at 1-1.
Hey, he's done an amazing job of settling down. 2 innings ago, I thought they were going to run him out of here. But now he's close to posting 2 shutout innings as a response.
1-1, here it comes. Just a bit high with the fastball, but didn't get the call.
We're starting to see a lot more balls from him now, and that's a direct result of him getting hit around pretty good. He's trying to do something different, and it's resulting in him not tacking the strike zone anymore.
3-1 to him now. Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
He must know something we don't know. That was a center cut heater with count leverage in a big spot.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers. They lead it 6-2. Number 63 will take the ball now as the new pitcher.
Number 63.
All set for the start of the 4th. And up next, the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. First pitch of the AB on its way. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Really pulled that one across as the slider misses well inside. Hit on the ground out to short. throw to first in time. One gone here in the fourth. Next to hit will be the pitcher. Max Fried worked a walk his first time up. He's set. Here it comes. Right down the middle with a changeup, but not what he was looking for. Taken for a strike. Oh, 1. Here's the pitch.
1-1.
Fouled off. Here's another 1-2. And a good take there. Close, but it's 2-2.
You certainly know he's not trying to work around the pitcher. But sometimes the hardest thing to do is to throw a strike to a guy that you know won't swing the bat.
And he fouls this one off. And that is swung on and missed. He's down on strikes, and the first 2 are retired here to begin inning number 4.
That strikeout was a real good example of a pitcher continuing to make a guy chase out of the zone. When you recognize a hitter is in protect mode, you don't have to come inside the strike zone. You can just expand further and further until he literally can't touch it.
Into the box now, Eddie Rosario, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. No official at bat for him, but he has scored a run in this one. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. And not a real good cut at that slider, and he's behind 1-2.
Yeah, guys, he's got so much respect for this guy's fastball. You could tell he was out in front on that slider. I think he goes to the well one more time with that pitch.
2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors so far for Atlanta. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Down in order go the Braves. They still trail here at 6-2. And stepping in, number 63. He's ready for his first AB here in this one.
The pitcher, number 63.
Now here's the pitch. As he swings and grounds it toward the hole. And that'll get through into left, and you can't ask for much more out of a pitcher than a leadoff single. Dan, it seems like they've had his number all game long.
Yeah, Matty, I mean, the numbers don't lie. They've tagged him for 10 hits, including that last one, and he's having a hard time getting out of any trouble. They might be buying some time to let the relievers get a few more pitches in before they give him the hook.
So that'll bring in Mookie Betts as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0. Six runs, 10 hits. No errors for the Dodgers thus far. Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Duvall will settle under it to make the play for the first out, as the runner will have to head back to first. The speedy Trey Turner digs in now. A couple of singles to his credit thus far. From the stretch. In the air out toward right field. Peterson giving chase. He's not going to have a play on it, and this might bring home the runner from first. Now it's cut off. A throw to the plate. And they're not going to get him as he's in there to score. That could prove to be a big run in this one, guys.
Well, this triple brings in another run. If they don't stop the bleeding quick and start answering back, they're going to have a hill too steep to climb.
On his way out to the mound now is the Atlanta skipper, and he's looking to the bullpen here, so it would appear that's all for his starter tonight. So he'll make a beeline for the showers, I'm sure, as he's going to want to put this awful night behind him as quickly as possible. Jesse Chavez answers the call from the pen here in the fourth, as they didn't get the outing they were hoping for from their starter. Here's Corey Seager, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball one. Now the 1-0 is a fastball in off the plate for a ball.
2-0 to a guy with this kind of pop, you better be awfully careful because he's going to be swinging out of his shoes.
And this is poured in at the letters. 2-1 now. Three and one is the count to the Dodgers shortstop.
Props to the hitter right there for laying off with a guy on third. You want to be aggressive, but you have to get a pitch you can drive.
Here's a bouncer foul to the left side, and the count will move ahead now to 3-2. Ready now with the payoff pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Catch made in center. Here comes the runner from third. And the runner scores from third as they extend their lead. It's an 8-2 game.
Always productive to score runs when you can, and that sacrifice fly right there drives home the second run of the inning.
At the plate now is Will Smith. It was a base hit last time up. From the stretch, here's the pitch as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one.
I'm absolutely shocked he took that pitch right there. Right in the wheelhouse, low 90s heater. That's one you gotta let go on.
And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul.
Looked like he was cheating a heater right there. A little bit too far out in front. Gotta find a way to keep his hands back.
This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Long run for the center fielder. He's there to make the play, and that'll retire the side. So they get a couple of runs on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left aboard. We played 4 full. Dodgers out in front, 8-2. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Matt, I had a chance to discuss the Braves' offense with their manager, Brian Snitker, during the commercial break. And flat out, he told me they just need to put better swings on the ball right now. They're struggling to drive the baseball into the gaps right now, as only one of their hits has been for extra bases. That makes it pretty tough to generate runs, but he said it's up to everyone in the lineup to make the necessary adjustments. It hasn't gone their way to this point, but that shouldn't mean they can't put together some great swings the rest of the way.
Thank you, Heidi. So up steps Ozzie Albies. And at this point of the game, I think it's clear that the plan of attack against the top of the order has worked.
Yeah, and it's usually demoralizing, Matty, when the top of the order, so-called best hitters, are shut down. But you know what? We can't expect them to carry us every single day. Somebody in the southern part of this order has got to step up and get this offense rolling.
And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike one. Now the Dodgers get a right-hander up and throwing in their bullpen. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. high in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Bellinger's under it. One away. Here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Last time through was a base hit. He's set and the pitch. Bases are empty, one man out. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Can't get him to chase. It's 1-2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And he takes ball 3, so it's a full count now.
Not what you want to do on the mound, go from 0-2 to 3-2, but credit the man in the box for being patient, even with 2 strikes.
Now the payoff pitch home is offered at and missed. He chased it for strike 3.
Wow, that's the case right there where a pitcher knows this guy's up there and he's in swing mode. That pitch wasn't even close to the strike zone, and he still swung at it.
At the plate now, Austin Riley. As with 2 away, he'll swing and miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1. A hit and 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And a slider runs in on him as he has to lean out of the way. 2 out, nobody on. Grounded to third. Taylor has it. Throw over to Pujols at first. He'll take care of him to end the inning. Braves are set down 1-2-3. Still 8-2. Set now for the bottom of the 5th, and that'll bring up A.J. Pollock.
The left fielder, A.J. Pollock.
First pitch of the AB now. Now some action in the Braves bullpen as they'll stand up a right-hander to get loose. This pitch is popped up. And no one will track it down. Hot shot to third and handled for the first out. The Braves are into their bullpen now as there are the final numbers for their starter. Clearly not the postseason outing he had envisioned.
Well, you could see right from the get-go that he didn't bring his A game, had a very difficult time getting through the lineup, and as a matter of fact, wasn't able to even get out of the 4th inning. So the bullpen's going to have to do a really big job of finishing out the rest of this game.
Now the first pitch. Albert Pujols is in for the 3rd time now as he takes a ball outside. It's 1-0. That evens it up 1-1. Fouled away. 1 out, nobody on. And that misses 2-2. Ball 3. 3-2 now.
Everything this guy throws moves, and that two-seamer has a mind of its own.
Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. And another foul ball. And he can only battle for so long as he's finally set down here after an 8-pitch at-bat. So the bases are empty with 2 gone now. And in to hit next, it'll be the ever-versatile Chris Taylor. First pitch on the way. And he takes a good swing at that one as this is sent down the line in right, but ultimately into the crowd, a foul ball. Here comes the 0-1. Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. And they'll run this one in on him, and he can't connect, so he finds himself down 1-2 now.
Boy, that's a jam shot right there. That's as good as it gets, in my opinion. Woo! Up and in.
The 1-2. And it's fouled away. He'll try again, 1-2. And the inning goes away in unceremonious fashion on a swing and a miss at a ball way outside the strike zone. Dodgers down in order, but no matter, they lead it 8-2. Leading off the inning, it'll be Adam Duvall, and they could use a spark from him here.
Center fielder, number 14, Adam Duvall.
Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. Action in the bullpen now as a right-hander begins to throw out there. The 1-1 home. A bouncer up the middle. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the 6th. Now into the box, Jock Peterson. 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. First delivery to him. Now here's a comebacker back to the mound. And he'll just flip this on to first for the 2nd out of the inning. So now to the plate, Dansby Swanson. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. First pitch on its way. Cut fastball taken for strike 1.
Hey, make no mistake about it, this lineup's going to have to get going and get a little bit more aggressive. This guy's pounding the zone.
0-1, here's the pitch. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. And, he's really given some leeway on the outside edge here. 2-2 now. Swung on and chopped to third. Throw to Pujols is going to be in time, and the inning is over. Down in order go the Braves. Still 8-2. Cody Bellinger at the plate now. No hits for him yet in the game despite his team's offensive onslaught.
Cody Bellinger.
First pitch on its way. Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball one. Now it looks like the Braves are going to get a lefty up and throwing in their bullpen. Two balls and no strikes. The count to the Dodgers center fielder.
Couple strikeouts early in the game, but he's done a much better job in this at bat, trying to get ahead and put himself in a good hitter's count.
The 2-0. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, another foul ball. Got him! And he goes down on strikes for the 3rd time. What's your take on all the strikeouts we see in the game today, Dan? That was his 3rd tonight, and it seems we're seeing that a lot more these days.
Yeah, Matt, there's been a real change in philosophy as far as hitting in baseball today. A lot of guys think now that an out is an out, a strikeout is just as good as a regular out, but we're seeing strikeouts at an alarming rate in baseball right now.
0-1 the count. Line toward right center. And this is going to find some real estate out there as he comes through off the bench with extra bases. And he'll pull into second with 1 away.
Let's take another look at just a textbook swing right there. Good weight transfer, good hands to the ball, solid contact, and great extension through the ball.
Yeah, that's about as pretty as a swing gets. Nice look at it there from our camera guys as well. Standing in now, Mookie Betts. And on the first pitch, he grounds foul. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. A 1 pitch on its way.
1-1.
Hit high and deep to right center. Long run for the center fielder. He tracks it down and makes the play to record the 2nd out. And he's up to 3rd safely now with 2 gone in the inning.
That was a nice job to track that one down in the alley because it definitely saved the run from scoring. Instead, he's only able to move up to 3rd.
So 2 gone now for the Dodgers in the 6th. And into bat is Trey Turner. Now here's the first offering. As he'll take a look at ball 1. Liner toward right center. That gets down, and the inning will continue. Notch 1 in the score column as a runner from 3rd crosses the plate. Now a 9-2 ball game. The tag, and they'll get him at 2nd. And with that, the side is retired. It's a run on 2 hits here for L.A. We're on to the 7th inning now in the deciding Game 5. It's the Dodgers 9 and the Braves 2. Blake Trinan is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7. 7th inning ready to roll. And up next, the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Here's the 0-1.
He's had to be sitting out over that outer half of the plate. For him to take those first two pitches right there, finds himself 0-2. I'll be surprised if the pitcher doesn't go right back to that spot.
Swing and a miss on the slider, and that's out number 1.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and have backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
Guillermo Heredia will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here. First offering, as the sinker to him finds the zone for strike 1. The 0-1 on its way. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Ooh-wee. That was some smoke right there. High fire right on by.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. And he missed with it. It's 1-2.
He wasn't even close to swinging right there. That was a stone-cold take.
Here comes the 1-2. Fouled off. They try to come in with the fastball, but it's too far in, and it's even at 2-2.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
The 2-2 is laid off, and the count runs full. Eddie Rosario is on deck. Now the 3-2 pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Bellinger's under it. 2 down. Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Eddie Rosario. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat. He's set. Here it comes. Tough to do much with that one. A swing and a miss.
You have to find a way to lay off that low sinker. There is just no way to do any damage. You're just looking at either a bruised shin or a ground out to the left side.
Rosario behind with an 0-2 count.
I know this guy has a lot of weapons on the mound, but what makes him so successful is that he's aggressive in the zone, getting ahead, forcing action.
Oh, and 2 count. Here's the pitch. And right into the shift. Pujols has it, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Braves are set down 1-2-3. They're down by a touchdown. It's 9-2. Luke Jackson comes on to pitch now, hoping for better results than the other arms that they've run out there in this one. Last half of the 7th here, and coming forward now is the shortstop, Corey Seager.
Corey Seager.
Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Liner towards second, and that's a base hit. So a little first pitch swing in there as he's on to kick off the inning.
Hey, they weren't going to keep this guy down for long. That's the ebbs and flows of the baseball season. Bottom line is this guy has bat-to-ball skill. You knew he was going to get hot eventually.
Next, here is Will Smith. He's looking for hit number 3 here in this at-bat. from the stretch. And the slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. The 1-0. Finds the zone, strike one.
What a well-executed fastball right there, down and away. If you're going to do any damage with that pitch, you have to think up the middle the other way, and you have to be diving and leaning out over that thing.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
I love the approach out on the mound. Everything's down in the zone as it should be, but now you find yourself in a 3-1 count. Do you elevate a little bit more and get back in this zone, or do you just pitch around them?
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. Swing and a liner. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue.
Yeah, you could tell he was ready for another fastball, but the pitcher went to breaking ball, and the hitter just fouls that one off.
The 3-2 one more time, and he fouls this one off. Fouled away. Seager on at first, nobody out. Now a ball slapped hard the opposite way. Peterson is there to put it away for out number 1. Jacob Webb is forced onto the mound now following the injury. A.J. Pollock will be the first to greet him here as he'll stand in with a runner at first and 1 away.
A.J. Pollock.
From the stretch. Now a fastball that couldn't quite find the zone. It's ball 1. Runners on first with 1 down. And a strike to even the count. 1-1.
That's the exact spot to lean on as a reliever. As a hitter, you just have to tip your cap and look for the next one.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. And here's one that's taken for a ball. It's now 2-1 to the Dodger left fielder. 2-2.
Hey, be on the lookout right here. Usually when a pitcher drops in a curveball for a strike looking, now he'll try and throw it in the dirt, get you to fish a little bit. I want to see where he goes here.
Now a ball lined toward the alley in left center. And this is going to find the alley as he might have himself his second double of the ballgame. Seager blows through the stop sign, headed for home. And he's safe at the plate as they push their lead to 8 now.
Wow, with 1 out, and he clutches up with an RBI triple, which is his second hit of the game. So he's starting to put together a pretty big game here.
In now, Albert Pujols. Yes, he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses inside. It's even at 1. Webb stands 6'2" and throws from the right side. He's in his 3rd season as a major league player. 1 out and a runner on 3rd. And he lays off upstairs, but it's ruled a strike, and he can't believe it. 1-2. Tough curveball that time, but he's able to make a little contact to keep this at-bat going. Right side, hit hard. And that's by him into right field for a base hit. And the run is in to score from 3rd.
I'll tell you, they're posting video game numbers here. I mean, that's their 11th run of the game, and they're showing no signs of slowing down. Just an absolute onslaught from this offense.
Into the box, Chris Taylor. Now a check swing here. Did he go around? Yes, says Freddie Ferguson down at first. Strike 1. Goodness. 0-2 now.
After that off-balance swing right there, you find yourself down 0-2 and wishing you were back on deck with the donut on your bat, visualizing hitting a home run.
Not close with the off-speed pitch taken for a ball.
Hey, he threw that pitch with a purpose to get a double play. Good job to let it go by, though, as a hitter.
Here comes the 1-2. He is swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
That's the 3rd time in this game he's gone down on strikes. Not the game he was hoping to have when he was taking batting practice, but at least his guys are ahead.
Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger at the plate now, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. And it's quickly 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And he'll strike out here yet again, as it's been a ball game to forget thus far. 4 strikeouts. Another good inning here for the Dodgers. Hey, not everybody leads early. More coming up from Game 5 after this. Now at the plate is Ozzie Albies. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. First pitch of the AB now. As it's grounded sharply to first. Fielded cleanly by Pujols. Throw on to first in time, so the leadoff man is set down to open up inning number 8. So next to hit is Freddie Freeman. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. First offering on its way.
That's a ball. Well, late in a game like this, calls that don't go your way can really throw you off when you're on the mound, but you just can't let it happen. His composure is getting a little test right here.
And that one misses badly. It's ball 2.
You never want to fall behind as a pitcher, but doing it to a guy like this is even worse. He's got to bear down and execute for the rest of this at-bat, starting right now.
2-0 count, the pitch. A swing and a miss. That's the first strike.
That swing had one purpose, and that was to put the ball over the wall. I guess he doesn't have much to lose with his team down this many at this point in the game.
And he wouldn't have made contact with that one with an or. It's 2-2.
You got to be paying attention as an offense in a hitter's meeting in this situation. When you got a guy on the mound that you know the bottom can drop out of any pitch he throws, you have to elevate your sights.
Here now the 2-2. He swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
You know what was really impressive to me about that strikeout? He fell behind 2-0 to start the at-bat. That's a pretty bad place to be, but then he kind of refocused himself and came right back with 3 quality pitches in a row to sit him down. That's not easy to do, but now his focus has to hone in on getting ahead on the next guy.
Stepping in now, Austin Riley. As he'll get caught chasing a bad one there at strike 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Line towards center field. And that falls in for a solid base hit, his second of the night.
That base hit was screaming off the bat, and our show track technology more than confirms it. 111 miles an hour was the exit velocity of that line drive.
So now to the plate, Adam Duvall. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. The 1-0. And it's fouled away. Well, they'll run this one in on him, and he can't connect, so he finds himself down 1-2 now.
Get it ready, big boy. This guy's throwing 3 digits right here. The best way I can help the fans is 90 to 92, you can usually see seams. 92 to 95, it starts to really quicken up on you. Over 3 digits, you're seeing a white blur.
Pulled high in the air out to left field. Pollock has a read on it. And he makes the play to end the inning. 1 left for Atlanta. That won't help much. It's 11-2. So here now is the pitcher, Blake Trinan. And he's getting his first plate appearance here in the 8th after entering off the bench just a little bit ago. Now the pitch. The 1-0 misses for the second ball.
It's great to be able to face a pitcher to lead off the inning and get yourself a quick out. But now you find yourself down 2-0, and he's licking his chops for a fastball.
Too high, and it's 3-0.
It's amazing how guys can lose focus sometimes when the weaker hitters come up, especially the pitchers. You got to stay on the attack and minimize pitches and get these guys out in a hurry.
The 3-0 pitch. And that misses as well. It's ball 4, and it's a 4-pitch walk to the pitcher leading off the inning. Wow.
Wow. All I know is these guys don't need any more help to get on base. Believe it or not, that's the first walk they've gotten. They've done all their damage the hard way. See if they can add to it here.
Next for the Dodgers, Mookie Betts. He launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. First delivery to him. He's set. Here's the 0-1.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Down low, 2 balls and a strike.
Boy, not exactly what you'd like as a pitcher. One of the keys is to minimize your pitches, attack the strike zone early, a lot of deep counts, and working himself into a lot of trouble.
Now the 2-1 pitch.
That's ball 3.
This situation right here reminds me of sitting on the bench talking to John Smoltz, Hall of Famer. He would always say, even though the situation looked bad, a pitcher is 1 pitch away from getting himself out of a tough jam.
And it's up to a 3-2 full count now. Trinan gets his lead at first, nobody out. And he lays off there, ball 4. So back-to-back walks have him in business here with nobody out.
Right about now, the manager's questioning his decision to bring this guy in. If you can't trust a reliever to throw strikes, you can't trust him at all. We'll see if he comes to get him sooner than later.
Tyler Matzek comes on to pitch now, hoping for better results than the other arms that they've run out there in this one. Trey Turner will be his first test out of the bullpen, and it'll be a tough test indeed as he'll face him with 2 on and nobody out here. From the belt, the pitch.
You know, some guys just don't like pulling the trigger in a 0-0 count. They don't like the ambush tactic. They like to calibrate the speed, maybe pick up the brake. They want to know everything your ball does before they pull the trigger.
The 0-1 pitch. And this ball's heading for the seats down the right side as the count will move to 0-2 now. From the belt, kicks and deals. Throw over to third here, and he is safe at third as he moves up on what's likely to be ruled a wild pitch.
Man, it was already a dicey situation with 2 on and no out, and then things get worse with the wild pitch there. So instead of a chance to turn 2, they've got runners on second and third, and a base hit will drive in a pair.
A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Runners at second and third here, nobody out. And he tries to get him to reach for it, but it stays outside. 3-2.
Wow, this is a pretty good at bat right here. From down in the count 0-2 to work the count back to 3-2, and he's seen a lot of pitches too.
And he misses ball 4, so he comes out of the bullpen and immediately walks the first man he faces.
That was a great battle right there. He tried to get him to chase, but he laid off some really tough pitches and got a walk. Got to tip the cap to the batter that time.
Digging in will be Corey Seager. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. From the stretch, here's the pitch. And that's up and in for ball 1. Matzek, 30 years of age. He's in his 4th season as a major league player. The 1-0 is in there for strike 1. The 1-1.
Nope, that's a ball.
It often becomes harder to hit the zone when the pressure starts to heat up.
The 2-1 home. Popped him up. Riley over to his right, and he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
That's exactly what they wanted out of that pitch up in the zone. They took him up the ladder, and he couldn't get up to it. So that was an easy pop-out. Well-executed pitch there.
At the plate, Will Smith, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. 2 hits in 4 attempts to this point. Behind 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and they'll dodge a major bullet that time. 2 away.
That has to make you feel really good as a pitcher, right? You're making pitches all around the zone, and then you bring that one inside. You can't do anything with it. What does it do? It just locks you up inside. You have no chance to put the ball in play.
At the plate now, A.J. Pollock. No balls and a strike to count. It's been a 2-for-4 effort for him so far in the ballgame. And he takes this one high, 1-1. Inside here with the hard stuff, and it's 2-1 now. Can't connect there. It's 2-2.
Boy, I love the way he's competing out there on the mound right now. He's got a chance to rack back-to-back Ks with 2 runners in scoring position. He's not giving in at all.
Looking to leave him loaded.
Now on 3-2 as a pitcher, you've got to go with the pitch that you feel most comfortable throwing with.
He's set, and the payoff pitch. Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. Making him sweat out there. The 7th pitch coming up. And he comes back to get him, so a great job pitching out of it with the bases loaded. Back-to-back strikeouts keep him out of danger. More on tap from Game 5 after this.
I got my blessing because the Father never left him.
Corey Knebel comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th. Stepping in once again is Jock Peterson, starting things for his side in the 9th as they face the improbable odds of trying to come back in this one.
Yeah, not a lot of hope for them at this point. These guys know these bats still count, at least for their own stats. You can't mill in your chances as a professional.
Here's the first pitch.
Hey, there's an old saying in baseball, you need to take a strike in this spot. Well, he got one there. Now he just needs to find a way to get on.
The 0-1. Changed things up on him, and he got him to swing through it. 1-2 now. Drilled down the line, and this will stay inside the third base bag. A fair ball, and this will find the wall deep in the corner, and he's going to get to second now with nobody out.
They haven't had much luck so far tonight, so they'll definitely take that extra base hit. It only takes one, so maybe they can string together a few and get back into this thing.
And next will be Dansby Swanson digging in, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. The 0-1. Turned on, but that's ripped foul down the third baseline. Again, he sends it out of play. Ready with another 2-strike offering. And this is swung on and missed. And boy, they took care of a key man there. One away. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you think you see that ball as a hitter, you think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
As he will swing and miss on a fastball on the outer half, it's strike one. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. There's a fastball well off the plate inside. He swings at the fastball here and lifts it into the air to shallow center. Bellinger is there, and there are 2 men gone now. Ehire Adrianza will look to provide a little 2-out thunder off the bench as he'll hit with a runner at second and 2 away. Here's the first pitch as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Swing and a miss as he ramps up on the fastball. 1-1.
I think it's about time to choke up on that bat and get that foot down. He's awfully tardy right now.
And that's high and off the plate. 2-1. And he can't catch the corner here, so he's behind 3-1. Eddie Rosario would be next if they can keep this inning alive. The 3-1 pitch. And this is swung on and missed, so now they find themselves down to their final strike tonight.
When you get yourself to a 3-1 count and you get a fastball, those are the ones you really want to punish. Couldn't get the bat on it, so we'll see if that comes back to haunt him.
Final strike for the Braves. He struck him out, and that'll do it as they've won this series, so they'll move on.
Well, they've taken care of business all season long, and tonight was no exception. They've proven to be the best team in the National League. Now it's time to see if they can become the best in the entire game. Celebrate tonight, and the World Series is next. Congrats to the NL champs.
For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our excellent crew, this is Matt Vasgersian saying so long. You've been watching the National League Championship Series.
Is our final line score tonight. First for the victorious Dodgers, 11 runs, 16 hits, no errors. They left 7 men on base. For Atlanta, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They left 7 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 46 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance, a sellout, 56,000. The Dodgers thank you for attending tonight's game. And as you leave Dodger Stadium, we remind you to please drive home safely.